Hello dear friends, it is time. Yuki's banner is almost over, and I can tell you right now a lot of players' response is going to be good riddance. I can't tell you how many jokes I've seen, how many memes about how they were too harsh on Haru, just disappointed with Yuki's performance overall, and that has changed a little bit as the weeks went by. I saw lots of players who were able to clear most of the content with her, especially if you could get certain forbidden cards that were super strong. You could have her do decent performance compared to other characters, but she's definitely no main lane at this point. And it's a little bit sad, but it's a little bit good in a good way. The devs decided to buff her, but they decided not to buff her overall damage, but give her a single target epiphanies instead, and we saw that in a dev note a week or two ago. And I like this, but I don't like this at the same time. So I like this because I like characters having multiple builds. As we can tell already, there are some characters like Tressa who have very, very specific builds are just so much stronger than the others that it kind of pigeonholes them, shoehorns them into this one specific style. If you get that build, if you get that one epiphany, you're going to be OP, and I find that to be boring. I find that to be unexciting. It's going to get old really quickly. So I like when characters have multiple builds. But on the other hand, I don't like it because I don't want any character to become a panacea that can just go into any content and do just fine. Like, Yuki's design was around her being lots and lots of AoE, and while there wasn't necessarily any content that was great for that on her release, you can easily make content for that. You can make bosses that have tons of ads. You can make orders that having that AoE can be super useful in the same way that Veronica bringing AoE can be useful to a team. And so giving her that option to have single target means that she has more flexibility. And part of me says, I don't really like that. I don't want it to be that if you invested a ton into Yuki, she can be your order character for most content, right? We already, there's different elements, there's different damage types, there's single target, there's AoE, there's front-loaded damage, there's more, sustained DPS, there's all kinds of different ways, there's counters, there's all kinds of ways that characters can demonstrate their strength and their power, and having Yuki kind of into that AoE niche, I thought was really cool. Maybe her damage was a little bit low, but I wish they didn't give her these single target epiphanies. Now we still haven't seen what those are. I think they'll come out in the patch in just an hour or two for now, but it wasn't something I really wanted to see. But that being said, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do have to give credit where credit is due. Live service games, especially gacha games, always have to strike that balance of not making the most recent banner character OP and perfectly designed for the event modes. Almost, that was so clearly manifest here, to the point where players were complaining and were like, was Yuki even designed for this event? It was, maybe Chizuru was meant to be the one with her Void matching up with the Void element of the Chaos run. But developers are always trying to make their characters compelling to be pulled, but they don't want players to feel like, oh, this character was perfectly designed for this one event and they're never going to be used ever again. Because as soon as players get that feeling, then they start to find the game uninteresting, because who wants to just be paying for a character that's only going to be useful for one event, the current event, the current season, and then after that it's just going to move on to the next character. So my hat's off to the CZN developer. You gotta really have some balls if you're going to be the one who suggested Yuki should be the banner for a mostly Passion Void, Laboratory Zero, and boss modes that don't really need AoE. Good on them, for deciding, hey, this is the character we want to design, because I'm sure whoever's watching the money at the company is probably like, hey, no, we need to make a character that makes us money. So good for them. That being said, one last comment I wanted to make about Yuki, and this is not about her in particular, but I was a little disappointed with the recent release where we got to see a new peek at all the content coming out in the patch just an hour or two from now. They mentioned that there's going to be a new mode, the Great Rift Suppressed Servant Boss, that has two teams. You have to put in like a vanguard and a rearguard team, and it will be order element. And that already tells me, maybe is this meant to be something that Yuki was designed for? Part of me hopes not. Part of me hopes it's generally something that order characters are good at, and not specifically for Yuki, because that's not something you want to learn about one day before the end of Yuki's banner. Like it's literally like 12 to 14 hours before Yuki's banner ends, we learn about this new boss that order will be good for it. So again, it almost feels like the devs aren't perfectly, I wouldn't say perfectly, but aren't 100% like syncing the content and the banner characters. And that's probably a good thing for players, so that they don't feel like you have to pull a character, but it also means that characters can feel lackluster when they are actually, have their banner there. A lot of players have been talking about, hey, I'm just going to pull on the normal banner because so many of these normal banner characters are good. And that's something to praise, developers for, but it's also something that can make the game feel a little lackluster, especially when the banner characters aren't super great. That being said, Chizuru will be coming out shortly, and she looks super fun. I won't be talking about her in this video, but just wanted to give my quick thoughts on Yuki at the end of her her banner. I haven't been able to play her a ton. Been sick a lot for the past couple weeks, but I'll be back in at it. So you'll be hearing more from me. And with that, did you pull for Yuki? Were you happy with her? And were you? Did the fact that they mentioned the Great Rift Suppressed Servant boss at the end of her banner did that disappoint you at all, or did you not really care? So with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and have a good day. See ya.